Toxic relationships. That's what this week's about. You're probably in one. Have you checked yourself lately?
You're in one.
You're probably
Why are
in
you
one.
choosing our listeners?
Maybe you're not in one. This is what we're talking about. It's, if you're going to check yourself, this is a relationship lifeline episode for you. If any of these things and these stories are happening to you, check your relationship because it could be toxic.
Toxic. We're not, though.
We do.
Be safe out there, though.
We're in mesh. We're not toxic. There's a difference. There's a difference.
Alrighty. Should we just get into it?
Hit the Reddit stories if you guys are new. I'm Denver. Beautiful wife.
Who am I?
Beautiful wife, Teresa. Welcome to ThreadTalk podcast. Teresa's got her stories. I've got my stories. And we're going to be blind reacting to each other's stories. So you're in for a good time.
Andiamo.
On to you. Ladies first.
Oh, you go first.
Okay. All right. I've got a good one for you, honey.
All right, honey.
This one's coming from relationship advice.
Okay.
My husband told me that he listens outside the bathroom door the entire time I am showering to see if I'm masturbating. How can I tell him that this is a violation of my privacy and personal space without him feeling like I'm disrespecting him?
What the helly?
Like 6 months ago, my 21 female husband, 26 male, came bursting into the bathroom to catch me using my vibrator in the shower. He threw a hissy fit about it and said that it was basically cheating and guilted me into apologizing and promising not to do it again. The next time we went to use my vibrator during sex, which is basically when we always did, it had stopped working, mysteriously in hindsight. I often used it in the shower, I guess, just because that's basically the only time I get to myself. I eventually just turned to using the shower head, and one time he was pounding on the door during to ask what I was doing.
Oh my God.
Again, I didn't really think much of it at the time. Tonight I was showering and not doing anything else, and when I came out and he was being short and pissy with me, I asked if everything was okay, and he says, quote, "So how was your shower?" I said, "Fine," confused. He goes on to say that he knows what I'm doing in there, and I responded by asking what he was talking about, to which he replied that every time I shower, he sits outside the bathroom door and listens to see if I'm masturbating. I was so shocked I didn't even know what to say. How can I tell him that this is a violation of my privacy and personal space without him feeling like I'm disrespecting him? Starting off strong today.
Very much toxic. Okay. Well, I would throw it back at him and be like, "Well, I wonder why I have to masturbate in the shower, sir."
Sir?
Sir?
Why does she need to
Why?
masturbate?
I would throw that one back onto him. Because somebody's not doing something right.
Somebody's not doing the job.
Yeah.
You had one job.
No, I also don't see a problem with this. Also, okay, if it is something that is an issue in your relationship, cool, to each their own. But what you don't do is eavesdrop and try to catch your partner doing this thing. I think masturbating and whatever, like having an orgasm, is usually so taboo, kind of.
Is it anymore? Shouldn't be.
But it shouldn't be. It really
2025.
shouldn't be.
We're breaking the taboo.
No, that's what I mean. But I just think that this shouldn't be something that she needs to like hide, first of all.
Yeah.
Because already she feels like she has to like do it in the shower without him. Fine, but
She should just do it right beside him when she needs to get off.
she should, to send a message.
When he's sleeping, right after he falls asleep, just...
Send that message, girl. But no, I mean, on his end, I think he needs to just communicate. Like, if he has a problem with this, he shouldn't like be bursting the door open and be like, "I caught you."
Yeah.
I think he should be like, "Hey, honey, like, I know what you're doing in there. Is there anything like I can do on my end so we can get you to do this less, because it kind of bothers me?"
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You don't need to be toxic.
Yeah, easy peasy. Get down on your knees in servitude, husband. I want to make it clear that I wanted the husband to get down on his knees. Because,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
I didn't want that to get misinterpreted.
Thanks for clarifying.
So Teresa's going to read the top comments since I am on a mobile device this time and I don't know how to work Reddit through here.
Okay. Top comment says, "This is so weird and creepy. Masturbation is not cheating. Knowing your body and spending time with it is valuable and fine. His behavior is very bizarre, and it seems like he is trying to police your sexual expression or at least make sure he gets to benefit from it. It's a red flag for me. If he is disrespecting your alone time, why do you care if your response makes him feel disrespected? Snaps. Snaps. OP replies, thank you for your response. I have tried to explain this to him, and he just says that masturbating is a sign of weakness and thinking that instant gratification exists. He also comes from a super conservative Christian background and tells everyone he was a virgin until marriage, but we literally started having sex the day I turned 18. Get out of my face.
But
Get out of my fucking face.
I
No.
am more concerned now because first, one, you're lying. I was a virgin until marriage.
I think this is pure projection.
But then he says it like, we started having sex the day that I turned
Yeah.
18. He is 26, she's 21. So 5-year gap, that's normal. Same gap that we have. But take that and she's 16 and he's 21.
Exactly.
That's an odd gap. That's a large gap. So taking the fact that they were dating before she turned 18. So when? It would have been when she was 17, but maybe it was 16. Like,
Yeah.
how was it months? Was it a year and a half? Was it 6 months? The fact that waited till I was 18, we're getting onto some grooming side.
Yeah.
That's grooming territory, I
That
think
actually
here.
is, yeah.
That's a little bit of a red flag. That's
Toxic.
come there. On the flip side, just to play devil's advocate, just a teensy bit here. How would you feel if our sex life was going down? We weren't having a lot of sex, and then you found me masturbating in the shower.
I don't think I would have a problem with it.
Is there any issue of like, hey, your partner is not wanting to have intercourse as much because they are masturbating? Like, as much as I think there's a healthy balance to masturbating and normal sex, I think it could go that other way in the relationship where if you're masturbating too much and then you're not wanting to have intercourse with your partner, could create a problem.
I just don't think that's like a viable option. I honestly feel like if someone is masturbating more than having sex with someone, like, then there's issues in the relationship. Like, it's not strictly a sex issue.
True.
So
Like, we're in a little bit of a fight. Why would I want to have intercourse? I'm mad at you, but I still want to,
yeah, or
pull the
you're just like
vibrator out.
no longer comfortable with that person. Like, it could be many, many reasons why you're not
No
having
longer
sex with your
comfortable with that person? Why are they in the relationship anymore then?
No, I just mean, like, I don't know, like, shit happens. I just feel like we don't know other people's relationships. Like, I think probably, I don't know, stuff can happen in relationships where,
Stuff does happen.
like, stuff can happen during sex and you don't necessarily, I don't know, maybe you get a bad vibe from, I'm trying to, like, think of an example. Like, maybe they do something that makes you uncomfortable. And it was, like, the first time. Or maybe they're, like, yeah, I don't know. You expressed a new kink or something.
Okay.
And you, like, went through with it. But then you realize, like, you're not comfortable with it.
Okay.
And then you don't want to have sex with that person anymore because you are thinking,
Okay. Are you saying this is like a temporary timeline? Relationship ending, don't want to have sex with them anymore?
No, I'm just giving an example of, like, I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm trying to follow along here. I'm not going to lie. I'm having a difficult time.
Me too.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to give an example, but my bottom line point is I think it's okay to also masturbate, like, in a long-term relationship. Like, I don't think, like, masturbating takes away from having sex. I think, like, not having sex is a separate issue than masturbating. Like, I feel like if you masturbate 5 times a week, cool, but that doesn't mean, like, you can't have sex also.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I don't think the two kind of correlate. Like,
No,
so to answer your question, no, I don't agree.
Okay. Took a long way. Long time. A little side detour.
We got here.
We got there. So you don't think could potentially be one of those things of going the scale being out of balance? It's a healthy balance to masturbate and to have intercourse with your partner. You don't think that scale could get out of balance if you're masturbating too much with little sex with your partner?
I guess like the
It-
issue.
You would agree that it's the same scale, right? It's a scale that needs to be balanced.
Maybe. Okay. I didn't think about it that way before.
Yeah. Come on over to my side.
Okay, I see what you're
Just
saying.
to saying, like, not saying that's the case in this scenario, this
Mhm.
relationship, but I would think that if you got to find the balance between, okay, everything's intimate sex, a little bit of masturbation, that could fall the other way. Not saying that this dude's right, but either partner, like, how would you feel if we weren't having sex enough and you find me masturbating? And you're
Yeah.
like, don't you want to have sex with me?
Yeah.
So I feel like there needs to be a nice balance in whatever relationship it is between this issue needs to be nicely balanced on your relationship's plateau or what field or whatever. It's a tricky one.
That's fair.
It's a tricky one.
I honestly think my initial
Detour?
detour is coming from watching Secret Lives of
Oh
Morbid
no.
Minds. No, because someone was sexually abused in
Yeah.
the show at like a young age.
Yep.
And she's having sexual issues with her husband because of that. So I'm just trying to think, like, it may be hard to have sex with somebody if you went through something like that,
For sure.
rather than, masturbating on your own.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it too extreme,
Yeah.
but I'm like, that was kind of like one, situation where I would think like masturbating is okay.
I think masturbating should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to this update.
Okay.
Thank you again for all of your responses. I can't read them all or respond to all of them, but I'm going to try and answer a handful of the most frequently asked questions here. We got together when I was 17 and got married last September. Okay, so at least they didn't just go right into marriage. I am not on birth control as he says it disrupts your hormones and destroys your body, and I got pregnant around Christmas but miscarried, and he told me that it was because I eat like shit and don't take care of myself. My family does not like him and never has, and his family does not like me and never has. There is no harmony between our families, and I rarely see mine anymore as a result. He is controlling in many aspects of life, which I did not really realize until now. He judges me for what I wear, what I eat, what I read, who I hang out with, what I watch, and what I listen to. If I was not with him anymore, I'd have no money and no place to go. I'm graduating university this year, and he owns the house we live in solely in his name. My money is his money. I would have to go back to live with my parents. I did not grow up religious, and we met through mutual friends. We are both from the same hometown but no longer live there. We live about 6 hours away. This was a mutual decision, however, and was not forced on me by him. If anything, it was more my idea. He has never physically abused me and does not yell or scream. He shuts down when he's angry and will ignore me for days on end while I literally beg him to talk to me. He has never sexually assaulted me in any way, and our sex life in the bedroom is fine, but he is the only person I've had sex with, so I don't know. I'm going to sit down and talk to him and have my dad on standby outside the house to intervene in case he escalates. I am not currently considering divorce, and I'm going to try to work with him. It's not an excuse, but his family is insane, and I don't think he knows what he's doing isn't okay. He does check my location through our iPhone, but we have each other's locations, and I look at it sometimes if I get home and he's not there to see where he is or whatever. I've never really viewed it as being invasive. Edit. Also, this is not an opportunity or an invite to message me and tell me how much better you'd be for me or ask me to describe how I masturbate.
Oh my
It's
God.
also not helpful to tell me that I am the issue and that you'd be pissed off too. Thank you to everyone who had reached out with kind words and helpful tips, but I won't be reading messages anymore because of this. I still don't understand how people on Reddit send DMs.
That's nuts.
There should be no fucking DMs on Reddit.
That's disgusting. Okay, well,
How do these bullet points make you feel? He says that birth control disrupts your
Yeah.
hormones and destroys your body. And you
Like, I
miscarry
mean,
because you eat like shit and don't take care of
Okay.
yourself.
well, that latter point is a little bit harsh, and I don't think anybody should be like. Actually, that's very harsh.
I don't think that should
you
be said under any terms.
No, because you're putting blame on the person who's about to like
Because
almost give birth to your
Yeah.
child. Like, what do you mean you're
you
gonna
went to
put blame?
McDonald's.
Are you for real? That's actually disgusting. The birth control thing, I was gonna say, like, there's some truth to that. Like, birth control does kind of, like, mess you up.
I'm
It affects more people, like, in different ways.
not gonna lie, I'm still a bit confused on that because at one point you used to be on birth control,
Yep.
and you're like, my emotions, it's crazy, getting mood swings, getting in fights.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go off birth control so they level out and stuff. You just as crazy. So what's changed?
No, I think I
Nah,
was.
I'm joking.
I know you were.
Nah, I'm joking.
But I do think birth control, it affects everybody differently,
As long as you
too.
feel better, that's the only
Yeah.
thing that really matters.
Exactly. So, I think, like, that the birth control thing maybe made me think, like, he's looking out for what's best for you. But with the other stuff, he's not. Like,
Yeah,
the other stuff, he's trying to be controlling
yeah, yeah.
and, I don't know, be bigger than you. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful, with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts you can't find anywhere else. And you'll actually feel really good about the gifts that you're giving this year because they won't be generic, last minute, I just grabbed this off the shelf type of gifts. These are the kinds of presents that are meaningful and intentional.
Also convenient. If you are the kind of person who leaves it to the last minute, maybe Uncommon Goods is your place to go so that people don't know you waited till the very last minute.
Uncommon Goods was actually like my one-stop shop this holiday season. I have found almost all of my gifts on there this season. Specifically, I'm going to ruin a surprise for my dad, but he doesn't listen to the podcast.
You're safe.
I found a personalized whiskey smoker. So it has like his initials burned into the lid and customized wood chips that give it different flavors. So I'm really excited to give that to him this year because I think it's pretty unique and personal.
Ah, that sounds super exciting. Uncommon Goods coming through with unique gifts.
They have been.
And honestly, Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. Moms, dads, step siblings, everybody. Whoever you're stuck on, you're going to find something out of the ordinary at Uncommon Goods. So don't wait. Make this holiday season unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/threadtalk. That's uncommongoods.com/threadtalk for 15% off.
Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we are all out of the ordinary.
Thanks for supporting the sponsors that support our show. I'll leave the link down below, so all you gotta do is click on it and go directly to the link. Now, back to the stories that you guys love. So there's a bullet point that says, if I was ever not with him, I'd have no money. I'm graduating university. He owns a house solely in his name. My money is his money, blah, blah, blah. If you're married, even if the house is under one person's name, like, isn't that what divorce is there for? Unless you sign a prenup. Unless you sign a prenup saying I have no claim on them. Because it becomes the marital home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this trailer is our marital home.
Yeah, because basically in divorce, you divide up all of your assets, whether it's in both of your names or not.
Yeah. How do you feel about this last one where it says, he does track my location through our iPhones, but we have each other's locations, and I look at it sometimes if I get home and he's not there to see where he is or whatever. I've never really viewed it as being invasive.
I agree.
Right?
I don't think that's invasive. Like, Denver and I do that as well, but maybe we are toxic.
Maybe. But, like, I've got my whole family on Find My iPhone. I got one of my friends on Find My iPhone.
Me too.
Like, it's convenient.
Yeah.
I love it when my sisters they're still in, like, 2015 or something. You know? So they're like, all right, meet me by, like, the park bench over in this area. And I'm like, yo, I will just check your location and I will walk towards you until I find you in, like, the public park or, like, the parking lot. You just give me a rough estimate where we're meeting up, and then I will pinpoint down to, like, actually find you, give you that hug.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Great tool. Great tool,
Find
guys.
My iPhone.
Great tool. Okay, so somebody replies to her update in the comments and says, please get yourself on birth control ASAP, even if you don't want to leave him yet. You're in an abusive marriage, and the last thing you need to be is tied to him by a child. You're only 21 and have your whole life ahead of you. I'm so glad you made this post and realized what your situation is. Please read, quote, Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. If you Google it, you'll find free PDFs online. Don't go to therapy with him. Go yourself if you can. He is very emotionally abusive, and people like that will use couples therapy against you. You need to start getting your ducks in a row and leave him. Have a good chat with your dad and be completely honest. You do not have to stick around and try to fix this. I'm a mom in my 40s who's been married for nearly 14 years, and it would break my heart if either of my kids was in your situation.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Me too.
I concur. Of course, sir or ma'am. All right, so there's another update. As stated in this update, I called my dad and basically just explained that we were having some issues. And just to ease my mind, I wanted him to come down and be nearby when I talked to my husband. He did not press for more info and told me that he was on his way. He and my mom live 6 hours away.
Oof.
So it's not exactly a very ideal ask, but he didn't even hesitate, which I'm grateful for.
Oh.
He arrived Friday night and parked outside our condo, and we agreed that I'd call him and immediately hang up if I need him to come inside, in case my husband got aggressive or angry. I did not expect him to, since he never has before, but some of the comments made me feel like I'd be better safe rather than sorry. I debated all day Friday about how exactly to approach the situation and how I could trigger this conversation without him shutting down or getting angry. I decided to casually approach the conversation and ask him how he'd feel about me getting another vibrator to replace the one that mysteriously broke after he had caught me using it in the shower. In response, he asked, "For what?" To which I replied, "Because it feels good." I knew this would be his response, but it was something along the lines of, quote, "What, am I not good enough?" As it usually always was in the past. I explained to him that it has nothing to do with him not being good enough and that sex is supposed to be fun and experimental and interesting and that is just something that would make it better for both of us. He then suggested that I just wanted it to use it on myself, to which I asked if that would be a problem. He told me that I know how he feels about that, and so I asked him why he was bothered by the idea of me masturbating. He got very defensive and asked why I would want that when I could have him. So I asked if he ever felt like he'd rather just pleasure himself rather than going through the motions of sex. He said no, and that he's, quote, "not a beta who spends his days stroking when he could be doing anything more productive."
Okay.
I explained to him that that was okay if it was his preference, but sometimes my sexual desires are to pleasure myself versus having sex. That's when his same ridiculous argument came out about basically cheating. Pulling from another Redditor, I explained that cheating involves multiple people and that it's impossible to be cheating if I'm alone. He told me to fuck off and go stick the shower head between my
Oh
legs.
my God.
I started to get upset and realized that here is when I always back down. I feel the need to apologize and make him feel better. I'd usually have started something and would end up guilt fucking him because I felt bad, but I didn't. I told him that he made me feel like he was trying to control me and my body and that I wasn't okay with that. He told me I could, quote, "go be a fucking whore somewhere else then,"
A whore.
and got up off the couch and ran upstairs. I could hear him slamming my clothes drawers open and acting like he was putting my clothes in a bag. I resisted the urge to run up there after him and just decided to sit there and see what would happen. Eventually, he came back downstairs and apologized and said that he's very uncomfortable with the idea of me masturbating in our home. When I asked him to explain why, he said because it makes him feel unwanted. I told him that this isn't true and that I do want him, but sometimes I just want that, and he said, "Okay, I guess." I decided to leave it there for the night and didn't want to press any further. I told my dad it was okay to go and that I was sorry for wasting his time, and he told me that he'd be staying the weekend at a hotel just to be safe. Eventually, we got up to bed, and I realized if I left it at that, it would have just got swept under the rug like it always does. I'd go on putting up with this until it came full circle again, and I was not going to do that to myself. I decided to ask him about him telling me that he listens to me when I showered. I told him I wanted to talk about it, and he told me that he was just joking, and that, quote, "I'm a fucking moron if I actually thought he was serious."
What?
I told him that it was an odd joke, especially considering he was angry and very much not laughing when he told me. He insisted that he was joking, and I told him that I didn't believe him. He then responded by saying he wouldn't do it again. This went in circles for a bit before he finally admitted to deciding to do this after catching me in the shower. Instead of accusing him of anything, I asked him if he thought that was an invasion of my privacy, to which he informed me that we are married and I do not have privacy. I told him that was an issue, and that in order to have a healthy marriage, we both need privacy. He was determined that there is no such thing as privacy in marriage, so I flat out asked him if he wanted me in the bathroom while he was pooping. He said no, and I said, "Right? Because you want your privacy." He told me that's different.
How?
Over the course of the next 10 minutes or so, this escalated from a simple conversation into a full-blown screaming match. We got absolutely nowhere in our argument. It was like talking to a brick wall. I was so heated by this point that I don't remember what was said, but he eventually told me that I was a fucking worthless whore and that I had nothing without him and that my vag was disgusting and made him sick, that I was fat and no one will ever want me. I'm 125 pounds, by the way.
Awesome.
And I'm lucky someone like him would even look in my direction, etc., etc., etc. I could barely see my phone through tears, and I called my dad and asked him to come get me. My
Damn.
husband looked at me and said, "Your fucking dad isn't driving 6 hours to come get you, you dumb fuck." I started to grab some random things of mine and yelled that he was staying here in town, and he broke down and started sobbing. He told me that he knows he's controlling, that he has serious issues, and that he's terrified of losing me.
Oh my
He
God.
said that he knows he's not good enough for me and that he's so afraid of losing me that he's pushing me away to save himself the inevitable heartache. He said that if he ever lost me, he'd kill himself. As I watched this grown ass man snotting and crying in a heap on the floor, I kind of realized that I feel nothing for him. Like nothing. The blinders I have been wearing were removed, and I no longer saw the handsome, intelligent, caring, strong man I once did. I saw a pathetic, abusive, controlling, sad, and sick person. I came to the realization in that moment that there's no fixing this, and even if he does change, I would never trust him or see him in the same way again. My dad knocked on the door, and my husband ran and hid in the bathroom. I took my bags and went outside to meet him. He asked me if I wanted to talk about what was going on, and I said no. He asked what I needed from him, and I asked if we could just go back to his hotel room. He asked if my husband hit me, and I said no. Before we had even gotten to the hotel, my husband began texting me. It started with pleading with me to stay and forgive him, and turned into insults over the course of the next day or so. He never threatened me physically, but told me if I didn't come home, I'd lose him forever, that I'd be losing out on the best man I'd ever have, etc.,
Please.
etc. He told me that his friends laughed at him for being with such an ugly bitch, that his parents hate me because they know I'm not good enough for him, and that I couldn't get pregnant because I'm probably a fucking whore banging other guys on the side, and that he was embarrassed to be seen with me in public, and so much more. I'm leaving, and not because Reddit told me to, because I'm genuinely not even remotely interested in staying with him and because I deserve better. I spoke to a friend at school and will be staying with her until I'm done school next month. After that, I'm going home to figure some things out and get a fresh start. I'm currently in bed in a hotel room with my dad and have never felt more loved or safe. He is going to go over to the house tomorrow and retrieve my belongings, after which he is helping me move into my friend's apartment and then heading home. I don't have much to say at this point other than thank you again to everyone who made me realize how dangerous this situation could have been. I was determined that we were not going to divorce, but after Friday night, I don't think there's any going back to that. I'm over it. I might update it again, I might not, but making that post genuinely might have saved my life, so thank you.
Holy hell. This is like beyond toxic relationships.
Yeah, this went crazy.
This one got really nuts actually. Um all I can say is I'm glad it didn't get worse. Like it got bad. It got pretty bad with the verbal abuse, but I'm glad it didn't really escalate physically
Yeah,
and you got out at the right time.
right?
Good
Agreed.
thing you called your dad. You have good instincts. You have a good head on your shoulder. Also, the fact that he said, "Oh, your dad's not going to drive 6 hours, you dumb fuck."
Yeah,
And then he starts crying when he finds out that he's actually around the corner.
right? Exactly.
That is like purely he relied on her not having anyone
Being
else.
separated, having that power
Yeah,
of having
having that
her like
power.
separated from her family,
Yes.
and then realizing that he didn't have it crippled
Yeah,
him like instantly.
exactly. Like that reaction alone was like so telling.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this was so insanely disgusting. I'm the best man you're ever gonna have. If that's the best, I don't fucking want it.
Yeah, they always like to say that, don't they?
My God. Something that could start off, kind of as like a small issue.
I don't
Really
even
just
think it was
blows
this.
up.
I don't think even at the beginning,
I mean,
like I
relatively
don't
compared to
think
the rest of this.
I don't think it's a small issue even at the beginning. Like your intimate sex life is like such a big part of your marriage. The fact that
Yeah.
he walked in on her in the shower and then got mad at her and angry and stuff, and they didn't have like a cool, calm, collective like, "Oh, I see you're masturbating in the shower. Like, is there anything more? Like, my approach would be, is there anything more I can do on my end?
Yeah.
Like, what more can I do for you
Yeah.
so that you feel like you don't need to do this? Like, is there anything else that I'm lacking that I can pick up on that I can do? Is this something that you just enjoy? Like, okay, like I
Yeah.
would like a healthy conversation should have came about that.
Yeah. I think also she's valid in saying like, okay, yeah, like I enjoy sex with you. Like it also has nothing to do with you, but I also like
Not I also like just having a quick get off and not
yeah.
having to go
Like
through the whole acts of
I feel
sex.
like that's also fine.
So
That's
valid.
also valid. Like I feel like before when we were talking about I was kind of like in insinuating
Mhm.
that word was hard. I was kind of insinuating that it has everything to do with him, but also no, like she made a good point. Like it doesn't have to have anything to do with him actually. It could only, be a you thing. Like that's what you prefer. That's fine. Like as long as you are also like you said, have that balance.
Yeah.
As long as you're also, keeping your partner happy, not in like
Keeping him happy, but like
not
having
in
a
in
strong,
a
intimate, not like pleasing him
yes.
or her mentality, but more
Yeah.
of like just having a genuine, healthy, intimate relationship, having
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
balanced
Yes.
lifestyle. Like, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with like masturbating in your relationship, but I
Yeah.
think there could become an issue if that's all you do
Yeah.
and now you don't want to have sex anymore. You're
Or
not being
if you are
intimate.
doing it because you're not satisfied.
That one too.
Like,
If you just had like the story we just had, like
yeah.
if you just had sex and you need to pull out the vibrator after,
Yeah. Then
that's not good. It's like
that's
what
a relationship issue. Like you have to
exactly.
communicate that.
I just love the part where he goes, quote, "I'm not a beta who spends his day stroking when he could be doing anything more
No,
productive."
that was actually hysterical.
You didn't spend your day stroking, but you spent your day listening on the outside of the shower
Like a beta.
like a beta when you could have been doing something more productive like an alpha. Did you know alpha is actually like a fake term, made up term? Like,
Isn't it
like
like a
what's an
Greek?
alpha? Like where do you get the alpha from? Not like the,
I
not that's
actually don't know the
okay. Sorry,
origins of it.
sorry. Not that it's a made up word or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But okay, they always say like the wolf pack. It's coming from like a wolf
Oh,
pack,
is
like
it?
the dogs, wolves. Like
I
there's
feel like
the
I've heard that.
alpha
Yeah.
of the pack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Apparently, I read an article. Their wolves do not have alphas. That is a man-made stigmatism.
Stigmatism? No, that's with your eyes. Stigmatism is like
It's a
stigma.
stigma.
I think just it's a false narrative. Sure.
It's a false
Let's go with
narrative. Let's
that.
go with that. It's a false narrative. Apparently,
Words
wolves.
are so hard today.
Apparently, wolves do not have alphas. That's a fact, or that's a false fact that wolves don't have an
Why
alpha of the
couldn't
pack.
it be I want to be the queen bee? Not I want to be the alpha. Queen
Right?
bee is actual
They're
factual.
actual
Actual
queens.
factual. Actual factual. Holy hell. Okay.
Okay, but
Let's move on. Oh.
there's actually another update.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, this one's a
Damn.
big one.
Okay.
Thank you so much for everyone for all the caring and reassuring comments and for all of your patience in waiting for an update. It's been a roller coaster few days, but here's a few updates. I have not blocked his number because I want to collect these messages in case they are needed during divorce proceedings or anything like that. Also, no, I have not responded at any point. Eventually, he turned to sending me texts about how he'd been cheating on me the entire time
Yep.
we were together
Yep.
and told me that he fucked 2 girls the night of his bachelorette party.
Oh.
I forgot to mention I wasn't allowed to have a stag party. Whether he's telling the truth or not, I don't really care. He's also told me that he can't believe how easy I was and that he never intended to stay with me, but that he just wanted to fuck me when I turned 18 and then, quote, dip. He stopped texting me after sending me an essay on Wednesday about how he was going to change and wanted another chance and all that.
Oh my god.
I have to confess that I almost caved reading that because he was saying things that made me believe he was telling the truth.
What?
This is a very scary time for me, and staying is always more convenient. But I just had to remind myself that he was just saying anything he could to try to get his way. I began to realize just how complicated divorce is. It's not just pack up and leave. We have a joint bank account, bundled auto insurance, and phone plans. I have his last name. His name is on my car loan. All of our subscriptions are shared, etc. Thanks to all the Redditors who share great advice with this stuff, and I began the process of severing these ties. I started my canceling of all our shared subscriptions and then deleted our shared email account. I also called our phone provider, and they were super helpful and offered to just split our plans. But I wanted to switch to a different company just to be safe, and they essentially just canceled my line without much hassle at all. I got a new phone and number, and now I'm on my parents' plan. I also turned off my shared location with him before that. And since, like I said, I've gotten a new number, I blocked him on all social media, changed my email address, and updated all my accounts and services with a new email and new password. I also made a new Apple ID since I just can't buy a new laptop for school given the cost, so that should also ensure he has no access to my info as well. We, my parents and I, met with a divorce lawyer that my dad knows and referred me to on Wednesday, and she is taking care of getting me off the joint bank account, locking my credit, didn't even know this was a thing, but thanks to a Redditor who mentioned it, getting his name off my car loan, and getting the formal process started for divorce. I don't want any money, I just want out as fast as possible. I moved into my friend's apartment. It's a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So I stole her library slash office slash music room, but she was so accepting of me joining her and having our own space. It's so nice, even if just for a couple of months. I'm so grateful for her letting me stay and not even questioning it. As many of you mentioned, yes, my dad is a literal rock star. He, my mom, and my friends have all been so helpful and supportive, and I can't thank them enough. My dad went to the house Monday to retrieve my belongings, and he took my friend's boyfriend with him, mostly just to help pack and move everything as fast as possible, but also just in case he was home and anything went sideways. My dad said he was home and refused to answer the door at first, but eventually did and just sat at the kitchen table the entire time they were there. I don't own much. I took a bunch of clothes and essentials like bathroom stuff and electronics with me when I left, so they were in and out in like 45 minutes. Basically, everything in that house is his and was purchased with his own money. My divorce lawyer is basically taking care of everything because I seriously need to focus on school right now, but I want this process wrapped up as quickly as possible. My exams wrap up in late June. I'm trying to be calm and patient because I'm just in a huge rush to get out of here. I fear that my exams will go very poorly. My friend is helping me a lot studying and getting prepared, and I always join study groups in preparation for exams, which are super helpful as well. No, this is not the first time he's turned to insult during an argument or when he doesn't get his way, but it's by far the most hurtful and explosive. I am 100% committed to divorce and will not be looking back or changing my mind. No matter what happens at this point, this is a promise that I have made to myself, and it's a promise that I really struggled to make. I still feel sick and I have a constant nerve in my stomach because the idea of actually leaving and starting over is extremely terrifying. Thankfully, I have a great support network, and I know that I have people there to help me through every step of the way. I also just keep reading the message he sent me the last few days and reminding myself no one talks to somebody they love like that, and that he is no example of what a man I want to spend the rest of my life with. My dad went home yesterday, reluctantly, I might add, and he and my mom are both coming back to visit next weekend. I think that's all for now. Thanks so much to all of you for being so great to me. This is the hardest thing I've ever gone through, but I just keep reminding myself that I will be okay and that I can do this.
Oh my god. I was losing hope at the first sentence when she was like, I like almost caved. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh my god.
Stay strong, girl.
Just please stay strong. I've never heard a more horrible person than this.
I would never talk to
It's
somebody
like
this
giving
way.
me whiplash. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I hate you, you fucking whore. I love you. Come back to me. I'll be better.
I cheated on you twice.
On our bachelor night because
And you weren't
I
allowed a
wanted
stag
to
party.
leave you when you were 18. I
I just wanted to
quick
fucking dip.
fuck.
Quit Netflix and chill. How did I get sucked into this marriage?
Oh my god. Like pick a side. Disgusting.
Toxic.
Very. That's an understatement.
All right. Over to you.
Okay. Am I the asshole for insisting we move in together now that we're having a baby? I, 41 male, have been dating Jess, 37 female, for the past 5 years. From the very beginning, she told me she never wanted to get married or have kids, and that if she ever got pregnant, she wouldn't keep the baby. After a year of dating, I brought up the idea of moving in together, but she said no. She preferred the arrangement we had, which is spending time together a few nights of the week when one of us sleeps over, then having a few days each week to ourselves at our own place separately. I accepted that. Recently, she told me she's pregnant and she's keeping the baby. I brought up moving in together again because I want to be there for her and for our child. But again, she said no. Her plan is that we continue as we are, have our together time with the baby when one of us sleeps over, and then take turns caring for the baby while the other has alone time in their own place. I told her this makes no sense to me and doesn't seem realistic. I want us to be a family. Why pay 2 rents and set up 2 nurseries? I asked her if she doesn't see me as a long-term partner. She said she does, and that she loves me, but she still wants things to stay the way they are. I talked to my buddy, and he told me I should probably accept it, because if we split up, I'll end up seeing my child even less. So now I'm questioning myself. Am I being old-fashioned? Am I being selfish for wanting to live together so I can actually be there and help with the baby full time? I am lost here.
I'm lost too. Oh my. Because, yeah, you would think having a baby, you would want somebody to be
A
there.
bambino.
Like, you're going to, from what my sister has told me, you're going to get woken up at 3 a.m.
Terrible.
Only one person has to get up to go cuddle the baby. If ain't no other person there, you can't hit someone with your pillow and be like, it's your turn. I don't care if you've done it the last 5 times. It's still your turn. You're going to have to do all of that yourself.
Besides that, it's obviously super unconventional.
It's super unconventional.
It's not realistic.
It's super unconventional, but I don't know. I'm kind of here for it. I don't know. Because we're trying to be like, moderns. Why does things need to be the same way? Why do you need to, can't have sex before marriage? Why, arranged marriages? We're like, no, we don't like any of that stuff. We don't like any of that bad stuff. We like modern stuff. And there are 41 and 37. And in the stage of their relationship,
it could work if both were on the same page.
They've had a successful relationship with keeping their apartments. They go there, you go there, everybody gets their own time. Could be a good way to relationship. And then you get pregnant and it begs the question, do you need to change anything or could you keep going the way that it is? Why, if you're not ready to do it on your own time, why do you have to be ready to do it now that a baby's here? Like, shouldn't that be, if you're okay on your schedule of like, hey, we'll move in together when we feel right, you would think on that logic, you shouldn't adjust your plans just because of a baby, just a little baby.
Just a little baby,
just a little thing. You shouldn't have to adjust your plans. It's like, oh, we're getting pregnant. Like, should we get married now? No, we're not going to get married. This isn't, 1970. We don't need to get married just because we're pregnant. We can be not married as a couple raising a baby.
That I agree with.
So if you take that same logic and apply it here, it kind of makes sense to be like, hey, maybe we just keep our own apartments.
I'm not fully on board.
I'm not fully on board either. It just
You're not subscribing to your own theory.
Like I said, it kind of makes sense. Not it makes the most amount of sense.
No,
it kind of makes sense.
Because they're going to essentially be single parents without each other. And that makes it so much more difficult. But there's a reason, ideally, you would be with a partner when you have a kid.
Agreed.
Like, it's easier.
Yeah.
So.
But not impossible. And
yes,
maybe
but
this
again,
girl, maybe she just really enjoys her space.
Okay.
Take this from swap the OPs and be like, now that we're having a baby, my boyfriend wants to move in with me, but I like my own space. I don't want to give up my own space.
I would also disagree. It would be the same argument.
Conflicted here because I feel like realistically this shouldn't even be a question. You should move in together, but I'm trying to fight that urge because it's 2025 and we don't have to do things the way they've always been done.
I respect that.
And with fighting that urge, I'm like, well, maybe they could do it that way. Does it make the most amount of sense? Maybe not.
Yeah. Okay. Top comment says, no assholes here. You asked and she declined. Now that you have her answer, you either make it work or separate entirely and co-parent. You would be an asshole if you attempt to force it.
Yeah. And like, maybe, right? Like, what are you going to do? Cause a big argument over it? She's pregnant. She's stressed. No, I feel like you just got to roll with it. At this point, you just got to roll with it. And then when she's like, oh, I'm so tired. Can you come sleep over and help me tonight or whatever? And then I do see what he's saying. It's like, we're wasting money paying rent when we could like drop 50%. We could like lose half of my rent, take the other half, put it into us getting a larger place, buying a house or something, more money for the kids' school and future. We're setting up 2 nurseries. We're setting up 2 bedrooms. We're doing all of this stuff. How do you explain also how long is it going to last for? What's the timeline on this?
Yeah.
Okay, we're having a baby. Let's not make any rash decisions. It makes sense for now. Okay, the baby's the baby's born. It's been 3 months. We're doing great. We got a good system here. Tuesday, Wednesdays are at your house. Taco night on Thursdays at my house. We've got a great thing going here. The kid's 6 months old. The kid's 1-year-old. Great things going. Let's not mess anything up. Okay, but like if we didn't have a kid, we've been dating for 5, 7 years here. Shouldn't we be moved in together if we didn't have a kid? And then the kid gets to be like 5. And he's like, Mommy and Daddy say they love each other, but we have 2 houses.
That was where my first thought went. Like, what is this kid gonna say at school? Like, my parents are together, but they're acting like they're divorced.
Yeah, they're going to be like, are your parents divorced? What do you mean your parents have separate houses? Nope, my parents love each other, but they're in separate houses.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got your opinion.
I got a range of emotions on this one.
Yeah. So there's an update.
Give it to me.
Those of you who called me a man-child or said she doesn't want to move in with you because you're a man baby can get bent. For everyone else, thanks for encouraging me to actually get to the bottom of this. I had a serious eye-opening talk with her last night over the phone. I asked her straight up what the real reason was that she didn't want to move in with me. If she needed space, a duplex or a house with a finished basement would have solved that. But she kept giving excuses like, I like my house better, or it's more of a privacy thing. So I asked her if there was someone else, if she was seeing someone else on the side. Is she cheating on me? She said it's not cheating because whatever she does on her me days is none of her business. And that was our deal. No questions, no communication on those days.
Okay, that's a different kind of relationship. There was not me days that were no talking, no communication on those days. Listen, on Fridays and Saturdays, I'm going black, going dark. Cell phone's getting turned off. That's so different.
I was honestly shocked. That was supposed to be about alone time, not meeting other guys. She just repeated that what she does on those days is none of my business. So I asked her if the real reason she wanted privacy was to stay close to this guy. Is he the dad? She said he's not the dad. He had a vasectomy years ago. Like, that's supposed to make me feel better. Meanwhile, I've been cooking for her and filling her fridge for those me days, basically helping her see someone else. I asked how long this has been going on, and she said on and off for maybe 2 or 3 years. And before that, it was another guy. I told her we never agreed to see other people, as she said it's not her fault I misunderstood, and that she clearly said no communication or questions on those days. So I told her we're done. I'm going to see a lawyer, and we need to do a test to make sure the baby is mine. She said all my talk about being there for her during the pregnancy was bullshit, huh? I told her I don't know her anything anymore. My only responsibility is to the baby if it's mine, and she can ask her other partner to step up. I'm so angry and frustrated. I can't believe I didn't see this coming.
I'm distraught.
You're like, it's 2025. Fuck the norms.
He left something out on the first story. He didn't say, listen, we have blackout days. Tuesday, Wednesday, we don't communicate, we don't text, we don't call. You didn't say that. You just said we get some alone days. You didn't say your alone days every week were scheduled for the same day. That you were not allowed to ask questions or no communication. You left that out. I don't think that he actually realized that.
I don't think so either.
I think
this is a purely like one-sided agreement.
I think she might have a fair point that when she says it's not her fault that I misunderstand it, that she clearly said no communication or questions on those days. She might have a valid point.
I don't think so. I think she's making that up. How do you miscommunicate that?
Right?
Or sorry, misunderstand that?
That's what I mean. How do you misunderstand? No, but think about it. How do you misunderstand that?
I'm just thinking she didn't communicate it that way.
Okay, but how?
She kind of like.
But how do you?
Was manipulative with her verbiage.
Or you would think like they're literally black days, like no talking, no communication, no questions. She's like, you knew that. It's not my fault you misunderstood it. It's like she wanted to have an open relationship and she didn't
want to say it.
She didn't know
she was kind of beating
she didn't know the word. Right. Like imagine the awkward conversation in the coffee section of like, oh, like what do we want our relationship being for? And she's trying to
section.
Like in the coffee in a coffee, like the fucking Starbucks. They're in a Starbucks getting coffee. In the coffee chairs, in the coffee store.
The coffee section.
I'm
imagining they're going around the grocery store with their buggies getting coffee off the shelves.
Okay, but they're in a coffee shop. They're having that conversation. They're on their 3rd day, and they're like, "Oh, what do we want about the future? Like, what do we see it?" And she's like, "Well, I want to have a relationship," but she doesn't. She's fumbling on her words of like she doesn't want to say it bluntly, but she's like trying to say it, and it's like an awkward movie scene. And she's like, "Yeah, I think he gets what I mean. Yeah," but that was like 5 years ago.
That's on her then.
Yeah, but like also.
That's still her fault.
It's kind of on him. How did he not recognize that they have like blackout days? Oh, how was your how was your day off when you didn't see me? No, you don't ask questions about what I did on Friday. You know the rules. How would those conversations happen?
I don't know.
Because at some point, you would have had to stop asking, babe, when we were dating and we didn't live together, we'd be like, hey, how's your day going? What are you up to? How was work today? He's got nothing of that. He's got blackout days he can't communicate with her. That's red flags. Why was he not seeing those red flags?
But are we sure that that's how it went? She's just not gaslighting him and us.
She could be, but I'm saying if he literally had days where he could not communicate with her, if there was days where he could not ask her how her day was, what she did for that day, I would have been super sus so long ago.
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's OP's fault, but I got questions that, something's not lining up for me. I got questions.
Yeah. Top comment here says, on top of the DNA test, I'd get an STI test as well.
Yep.
Someone responded, OP, listen to this, please. She's banging other dudes with zero guilt. Get tested ASAP. Some things are asymptomatic, and she's put your health at great risk. Doctor first, eternity, and have her...
Eternity?
Eternity. Doctor first, attorney, and have her get a paternity before the baby is born. Don't sign a birth certificate without proof the child is yours. Stop taking care of her. She has been using you.
Yes. I will agree to those statements. Yeah.
What was that comment? You're drinking the haterade today.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, that was actually such a great comment.
One of the best comments I've ever read. Teresa was getting hated on our Spotify comments. And instead of just being like a normal hater, they're like, Teresa's really on the
I didn't really take it as like a hate comment today. Though.
Yeah.
That's not really a hate comment. They're just saying I was hating, and they were right. I was a hater that episode.
That was a good comment.
It was valid.
I appreciate that comment.
Drinking the haterade.
That was a good comment. Yeah, that was really good. Damn.
Okay. Back to you.
Back to me? Okay. Am I the asshole if I break up on my fiance after she showed a startling change of behavior after getting engaged? I, male, 32, have recently proposed to my girlfriend of 2 years, Sharon, female, 30, like a month and a half ago, and it felt like the second the ring got on her finger, her attitude and behavior took a total 180. The entire time we were dating, we seemed exceptionally compatible, and at least it seemed we shared common beliefs and morals. 7 weeks ago, I proposed and she said yes, and I felt like it was the happiest moment for the two of us. But not even a week later, it's like her attitude totally flipped. I thought I knew all of her friends, but one day I came home and there were 6 women I'd never seen before, and Sharon introduced me to them. I was curious as to why I was just meeting them now, when I had already met Sharon's 2 best friends, Michelle and Octavia, both not present, over a year and a half ago. Sharon said that she wanted to make sure we were a sure thing before I met her inner circle. I found this strange. Not to mention, it was a weeknight, and they were quickly draining my wine rack of wine. Sharon still had her own place, but she stayed with me so often she practically lives here. Still, I found it incredibly rude when they left with 4 empty bottles of rosé in their wake. I tried to talk to Sharon about having uninvited guests on weeknights, and she dismissed my grievance very flippantly. More that she brushed me off. The following week, she went out with the girls several times, and when she brought the girls to my place, twice without notice, once with notice to appease me, her words, they all treated me like a butler, shaking their empty wine glasses at me for refills.
Oh?
After the 4th time, I made it clear that I will get a locked wine rack. Sharon just called me no fun after that. It gets worse. Sharon decided me and the girls got off on the wrong foot and said that we should have dinner together at a nice restaurant. Well, I went, and it was not great. The 6 kept prodding me about my life, my house, my career, but deflected every question that I asked. It got especially bad at night when they started talking about modern relationships and jealousy, and one of them brought up some key points about relationships that I thought Sharon and I were on the same page about, specifically what ifs regarding polyamory and being friends with exes. To my shock, Sharon said that we shouldn't be too hasty on such decisions, which was a total 180 to how she expressed herself on these things only a month prior, where she was vehemently against keeping ex-intimate partners in friend circles and was staunchly monogamous. The worst part was when the bill arrived, Sharon announced that it should be together and slid me the check. I told her she can't be serious, and we got into a bit of an argument. I ended it by putting my amount down in cash, walked out, leaving them to figure out the rest of the bill. The next days after that, Sharon kept calling me toxic and fragile, but every time I even pushed at it, she would just give an apology and promise that she was just stressed at work. It's nuts. We haven't even planned the wedding yet. The worst part was this Monday when I was at work, I got a Nest doorbell alert, checked, and saw Sharon and one of her 6 new friends arriving at my place, going in and exiting with my golf clubs.
Oh?
This set was a gift from my father, and it cost a pretty penny too. So Sharon lending it out without my permission got me pissed. I immediately called Sharon and told her and her friend to return the clubs. Sharon tried to gaslight me with, "But you promised to lend the clubs to her boyfriend, remember?" I told her the club's cost would move it into a serious crime, and her friend had an hour to return them or the cops would be called. Sharon kept insisting she got my permission, and I told her to cut the crap. Well, not 45 minutes later, I get another notification of Sharon and her friend coming back with the clubs and going inside, leaving them, Sharon's friend flipping off the Nest doorbell on the way out. I got home and saw Sharon's friend literally just threw the clubs and back on the living room floor. Sharon tried to talk to me about my toxicity again, and I told her to cut the crap. I said if I knew this is how she was going to be, I would have never proposed. That seemed to freak her out, and she again insisted that she was just stressed from work, but I wasn't buying it anymore. I told her to return the ring and her key, and we would talk about our relationship this weekend. She cried and begged me not to cancel the engagement and insisted that it was just stress. I told her that we will talk about it this weekend. She finally relented. I had my house rekeyed anyway after she left just to be safe. Sharon has been texting me constant messages of love and apologies for getting swept up and insisted she was only wanting to show me off to her close friends. I don't know. I'm not buying it. The same close friends have been sending me texts daily, calling me toxic and fragile again, saying they knew I wasn't man enough for Sharon or secure enough to share her with friends. A few of my friends that knew Sharon the entire 2 years we were dating were surprised and can't believe she turned hide this quick, and that there must be something missing or that I'm leaving something out. They say I must have said something to trigger her friends to act like this, and I had to have been an asshole somewhere along the process. I don't know, it's a lot to take from all directions right now. Am I the asshole?
I mean, that last sentence is fair. Like, I would also think, like, are you sure you didn't do anything wrong? Because this is so unhinged
So
that I'm
unhinged.
like,
It's like I've known this person for 2 years while you were dating, and this seems so far to left field. So are you
yeah.
sure you're not leaving out the part in the
I would
story
also
where
be
you
questioning
fucking pissed
that.
her off?
Exactly. But I don't know. We only get one-sided stories on
Yep,
Reddit,
exactly.
obviously. So I'm gonna go by what we were given. And no, you're not an asshole here. It's again so ironic that they are calling you toxic when they cannot see that themselves are the toxic ones. Like
Yeah.
it seems like she really just wanted to be engaged to any warm body. Like it wasn't just a
Yeah.
I love you type of relationship. It was like, I'm engaged. Now, this is my man. He can pay for everything. We can use his wine rack. She sees you as a freaking ATM.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not actually love. It's purely superficial.
Superficial. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, she should have been smarter with this. She should have done it after they got married.
That's what divorces and annulments are for.
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
I would just be a decent human being.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm trying to give her tips.
It's okay. We do that. Top comment says, 2 years and she didn't introduce you to these friends. She knows how terrible they are and how terrible she is with them. She put on quite a show to get the ring, and now that she thought she had you locked down, she can show her true colors.
Yep.
Unless you're leaving out something, you're definitely not the asshole. You're not toxic or fragile. You have standards. What she did at the restaurant and with the clubs is toxic. It seems like she wants to show them she has you wrapped around her finger and that you will allow her and them to do whatever they want. It wouldn't give her another chance to use you for what you can do or give to her. No one that loves you would treat you like this. Friends or no friends present.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's also just like very like she wants to show off in front of her friends too.
I got this man wrapped around my finger.
Yeah.
We can take his golf clubs. Golf clubs are expensive.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
They could be like, You could spend, like, to get a set of golf clubs, I think your minimum, like, for us Canadians, like, 1,500, $2,000.
Yeah.
And
that
you could
checks
probably
out.
spend like 20 grand on a pair of golf clubs.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Like, yeah.
Damn.
They can get pricey.
Good thing you don't golf.
Thank God. Good thing I motocross.
Yep. Oh, that's so much better. That's so much less expensive.
Yeah, new dirt bikes are only 15 grand.
Okay.
If you guys are watching on YouTube and you smash the like button, then help me get a new dirt bike.
Okay, so I have a story that is not necessarily a toxic
Then why is it on this episode?
relationship, but it's a toxic. So, sorry, it's a toxic relationship, but it's
Okay.
not a partner relationship. It's a mother-in-law relationship. Yes or no?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah?
What you got?
Okay. I just found out my mom has been sending my girlfriend cruel messages for who knows how long. I don't know how to handle this. Generally, not much rattles me. My friends call me a stoic, emotionally constipated idiot, and they're not wrong, which is why we're all a little stunned that the love of my life is basically my opposite. I've, 36 male, been with my girlfriend, female 32, for 8 years, known her for 10. She's quiet, gentle, brilliant, an actual whole-ass professor, and genuinely one of the kindest people I've ever met. She's silly, shy, goofy in best ways, and loves to poke fun. I love all of it. I love her more than I've ever loved anyone ever in this lifetime. But last night, something happened that I can't let go of. My phone was charging, so I was scrolling Instagram Reels on hers like I usually do. One of her friends DM'd her. Normally, I'd send back some dumb reaction photo to show that it's me, just a thing in our circle. But it wasn't a joke. It was screenshots my girlfriend had sent her friend, and the friend was trying to comfort her. I hesitated, then opened the screenshots to read better. And I'm glad I did. I don't even regret it anymore because what I saw were multiple messages from my mother. Cruel ones. And the timestamps weren't all from the same day. So I don't know how long this has been happening. A week? Longer? I have no idea. Some of the messages my mom sent. Quote, maybe he hasn't proposed because you haven't given him a child. Men don't marry placeholders. Most recent, this one makes me see red. I can't even imagine how my baby felt. Quote, if you stop dressing like a teenage boy and put some makeup on, maybe he'd see you as a wife instead of one of his little friends. You're keeping him from his family. He used to visit. For clarity, I'm the one who pulled back because of her behavior towards one of my sisters. That's a whole other issue, so nothing to do with my girlfriend. Quote, you think you're special? You're lucky he even brought you home. Girls like you don't get commitment from men like him. Like, what the hell is this? Quote, you're not good enough for the life he deserves. Reading them made my stomach drop. They were hateful and completely false. There's even more, but these were the ones that seared into my brain. And my girlfriend didn't tell me about any of them. She's just been carrying this alone, smiling, laughing with me, all while this garbage was sitting in the back of her mind. My girlfriend avoids conflict. She hates upsetting anyone. I get it. It's easier to talk to a friend first, and my mom can be intense. She probably didn't want to put me in a position where it looked like choosing sides. But I've chosen, and it's not her I'm angry with. I'm furious at my mother. I'm exhausted by this. She knows how much my girlfriend means to me. She hears me talk about her constantly. I really thought she might actually be happy for me. At the same time, I don't want to make this harder on my girlfriend or make her feel exposed. So here's where I need advice. Do I tell my girlfriend gently that I saw the messages, that I'm on her side, and she doesn't need to shield me from my own mother? Or do I handle my mother privately and not bring it up unless my girlfriend does? I just want her to feel safe and supported, and it makes me sick that she's been dealing with this alone. I mean, actually sick. I'm just watching her make breakfast, and what's the best approach that prioritizes her well-being first?
This is crazy. It's so
Toxic.
toxic. This is, I think, wow, reminds me of like that Netflix show I heard about where the
Yeah.
mom ended up texting her own
Own
daughter,
Yeah.
cyberbullying her own daughter.
Yep.
Heard that was crazy. Didn't watch that Netflix show though. I would think you would just option A, say that you saw it,
Yeah.
talk about it.
Be transparent.
8 years and they're not engaged yet? Why doesn't he put a ring on it?
Damn, I know.
What's he
right?
waiting for?
What is he waiting
Yeah,
for?
what are they waiting for?
Crazy. Top comment says, as an older guy who's cut out his mom, you need to do the same. First, you need to sit down and tell your girlfriend, let her know it was by accident that you saw it, but you are glad you did. Let her know you are on her side. Tell her you plan on putting some space between you and your mom. Also, block your mom on her phone so she no longer has to put up with your mom's toxicity. Second, you need to lay into your mom for her shit behavior. Put some boundaries on how you and your girlfriend will be as far as contact goes from this point forward. This might not be a popular opinion, but your first priority is to your girlfriend. Family doesn't mean shit when they treat your partner like shit. Personally, I would go low contact or no contact for quite a while so your mom understands. If she doesn't, that just means you did right by your girlfriend to cut your mom out. Take my opinion with a grain of salt. As a guy whose mom was toxic and narcissistic, I'm a bit biased.
Did I write that? Is that my account? My mom's a bit toxic and narcissistic.
Damn.
Yeah.
A good advice there.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's always best to just be transparent because then
Just be honest.
that could create another problem. Honestly, I do think like her keeping it from you wasn't like you shouldn't, be upset with her or anything. I don't think there's any harm in doing that besides, maybe she just doesn't feel comfortable like sharing that information with you. But I think she did it with good intentions. Like she didn't want you to choose or whatever.
Why wouldn't she block his mom though?
Because that causes conflict. Like what if, I don't know,
True.
What if she texted her for something, I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you bringing for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Who sends messages like that to your kid's spouse, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend?
Yeah. It's obvious she's like trying to see just how far she can go.
Yeah.
Because the girlfriend is just taking it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. Back to you.
Okay. It's going to be my last one. Am I the asshole for snapping at my husband for repeatedly bringing up breast surgery?
Oh, fuck. This one's going to make me mad.
I, 27 female, have been married to my husband, 34 male, for over a year. We've been together for 6 years. He's a gym freak, which I don't have a problem with, except for when he sometimes tries to impose his routine on me, pressure me into adopting his dietary habits. I exercise too. I'm 5'6" and 130 pounds. But I enjoy my food and nothing will change that. That's not what I'm posting about though. Lately, I can't wear a dress without him telling me I look good, but I would have looked better if I had that breast augmentation surgery. He never complained about my breast for 6 years until the past 4 to 5 months. I've told him before that I'm not against it, but I'm not planning to get one. It took me years to regain my confidence because my mother used to make hurtful remarks about my chest, like if it's something I didn't achieve. A few days ago, we were having sex, and he didn't hesitate to remind me again that I would look 10 times better with the implants, which turned me off instantly. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said something along the lines of, I know how it feels, never mind, you're the perfect size, the big ones hurt anyway. He got mad and called me immature and all.
That's crazy.
Mind you, he's been pressuring me to have the surgery for 4 months, and I never snapped at him. Edit, I am an A cup. Yesterday, we were getting ready to go to his friend's wedding, but I ended up staying home. He brought up the surgery again, and I snapped at him. I reminded him that we dated for 5 years before we got married. He had plenty of time to realize that I'm not good enough for him and break up with me to find a woman who has what he's looking for. I do have eyes. He's right, I'm flat-chested, but I have a nice body overall. He said he loves me and wants to be with me, but he feels he could be more attracted to me with bigger breasts.
Holy fuck.
I ended up telling him to go alone. I can't shake off the feeling that our recent arguments are taking us down a toxic path. It's not the kind of relationship I want for us. Is this worth considering divorce over? Other than this, we do get along very well, but I feel like he's taking me back to the days when I would stand in front of a mirror for minutes thinking I would never find a man who would like me if I myself don't like what I'm seeing.
I'm so mad right now. Just from the title alone, I already knew this would trigger me. He loves me and wants to be with me, but feels like he could be more attracted to me with bigger breasts. Like he is doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on this. He is dying on this
He's
hill.
dying on it. He's literally impaling himself on a stake on this hill.
Oh my God.
Because there's one thing of it, like, you're watching a show and the chick's clearly got whatever, and you're like, oh, those have to be surgery done. Making a reference. Hey, listen, you're a shitty person. Don't do that at all. But
I'm like,
you like, could you imagine having boobs that size? Something like that. Whatever. Like, even at like worst case, you're still a piece of shit. But like, even if you said it like once, right? You
Yeah.
say like, oh, have you ever thought about getting boob? I would love it if you did. You're taking a fucking risky step, bud. Watch your mouth. But the fact that he's done it just like nonstop is
and
so
she's
despicable.
also voiced
So despicable.
discontent.
Yeah. Until the part where, and then he does in the middle of them having sex.
Buddy, read the fucking room.
I love
and
how-
I
I love
love
how
her
she's like-
response.
Never mind, you're the perfect size. The big ones hurt anyway.
Your puny little one doesn't hurt me.
Why don't you get a penis adjustment, bud?
Oh my God. No, okay, seriously though. I love her reaction too, to also being like, you dated me for 5 years.
Yeah.
You could have left me for somebody that you were more attracted to or had bigger breasts. Like, you've had all of that time to figure it out, and now when we're married, you're choosing to die on this hill.
It's like you think that because we're married, you're going to be able to manipulate me.
You're able to control my
You're
body.
able to control me. You're going to manipulate me into getting this surgery where when we were dating, oh, you didn't have any right to say anything, but now that we're married, oh, you can. No. You know, you should have known what you signed up for. You did know what you signed up for.
I would seriously consider divorce over this, because this is a huge flaw. Like, this is not something you could ignore.
And it's not like it's just a fight where I'm just like one night, I'm like, hey, babe, do you want to get some bigger boobs?
Exactly.
And you're
It's
like, what'd you say to me? Smack. Something. I don't know. And like, don't ever talk to me about that again. Like, that's one thing. Like, having the conversation once, I feel like warrants enough of like a Reddit post of like, I got in this fight with my husband. I got this argument with my husband last night about boobs.
Yeah.
And he's like,
no, he said it like 3 different times in what, a week? Like,
he said it so many times.
a few days ago. Yeah, it was 3 different times in a week.
Yeah. He just keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going.
No. Be done with him.
Yeah. So there's an edit that says, for the weirdos asking / going to for pics to see if they're a handful or not, I'm asking if his behavior is acceptable or not. Not if I'm really flat chested. I am. I don't need to send any picture of judgment. Bro, she didn't put it on the fucking Judge My Boobs subreddit of like, am I flat chested?
Jesus Christ.
Why are people fucking sick?
People
Why do
are
we
sick.
keep reading edits of people trying to slide in the DMs? Stop it, you fucking filthy dogs.
Freaks.
Top comment says, he tells you quite regularly that he finds you lacking. He even goes as far to bring it up during sex. This is not the actions of a respectful, loving spouse. You are well within your rights to make a mean comment to him. Funny how people who regularly dish out cruelty are the ones least able to take it. If you agree to the breast augmentation, I would be willing to bet a large sum of money that there is something else that he would want you to fix. You having bigger breasts won't fix whatever his issue is.
Yep.
Next thing you know, it's BBL. Next thing you know, you gotta get your nose done, your teeth fixed, cheekbones pushed in, your jawline adjusted, eyebrows raised.
Yep, all the things.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a whole different person.
Swap, give you a 7th toe.
Oh, what's
I heard
that
that's a
used
hot
for?
new trend.
Wait, you said 7th toe.
Yep. Don't worry about
You
the
missed
6. You can't do it at the same time. 6, 7, 6, 7,
What
6,
the
7.
fuck is that? No, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Why are you saying that?
I saw a TikTok.
But I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but apparently there's a trend where you say 6, 7 and you raise your hands up and
But
down.
where did that stem from?
No idea.
I tried to Google it. I couldn't find
6,
it.
7, they're hot numbers right now.
It's no longer 6'9"?
Nope, 6,
Like
7.
what?
6, 7's the new hot number. 6, 9,
Interesting.
that's old school. Everybody knows that. That's outdated.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right, that's it. You got any life updates?
Life updates.
Teresa's about to go cook 1,000 cookies.
I'm about to go biking. I need an apron. I would love an apron.
So you can
Because-
cook in nothing but the apron?
Ha, 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 ha. No, but I watch these. Okay, so truthfully, I've been going down like the cookie box spiral of TikTok, and
The cookie box?
yeah, like people making cookie
Oh,
boxes.
okay. That's a whole niche.
Yeah, it's not that
It's
niche.
a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah. And everybody that I've watched, they put on their apron,
True.
and it's so cute. And I also watched this one TikToker,
Yeah.
who's like a private chef
Yeah.
for some celebrities,
Cool.
specifically Adam Sandler.
Oh, look at.
Have you seen her?
No.
Lick it? What did
I
you
meant to say wicked. I meant to say wicked. I'm tired, guys.
Lick it, okay.
Lick it good.
You just glazed over that.
You gotta lick the batter. Yeah, I thought if I just glazed over, you wouldn't notice. You just keep going.
They would have heard it.
Yeah, but you didn't have to call me out.
Okay, anyways, yeah, I just love her content. I don't remember her name, but that's
Blah, blah, blah.
at the start of every TikTok, she puts on an apron. And I just think it's like aprons are so cute. I want like a full apron.
Let's get you a ThreadTalk apron.
Sure.
And then we could sell it on the merch store while we're at it.
Sure.
Get the
Who
sample
wants a
one.
ThreadTalk apron? But yeah, I'm about to go. I spent $400 on baking ingredients last night. Strictly baking ingredients and some like bubblies and stuff. But
It's kind of crazy.
yeah. Crazy. Like I didn't think it was gonna be that much, but I'm planning on baking like 11 different types of cookies and like 10 different boxes almost. So I mean that's a lot of butter, that's a lot of eggs, it's a lot of sugar, so I had to buy a bunch of stuff.
Insanity.
And
5 bricks of butter.
yeah, I'm excited.
There's gonna be so much cookies.
Yeah, but you don't get any.
Good.
They're for other people.
Good.
What else?
I got a life hack for you.
Okay.
Are you guys trying to get a job? Are you searching for a job right now? I saw it was one of those
No.
Facebook posts r/Reddit ones, I think something. But basically what the guy did was he would call into the place that he applied to and would say, "Hey, I was told to call in and book my interview."
Oh,
And it worked out.
did it?
Apparently, he spent months sending out resumes, never getting any callbacks, never hearing anything else from them. And then he started, and 4 out of the 6 places that he called to say, "Hey, I'm calling to schedule my interview. Here's my name." He got 4 interviews out of 6 calls
That's
and then got a job.
You have to have like no anxiety for that.
That's badass.
Yeah, you have to be fearless to do that because I would be a wreck. I
Yep.
would be like, "Oh, what if they ask me who? Like, what if they ask me in the interview who? I can't run away, but I can
Yep.
end the call,
Yeah.
you know, if they ask." Like,
Exactly.
no, I wouldn't. That's really smart.
If you're in the
If you're
interview, then you
desperate.
just call it out. You just say, "Oh, nobody did, but I was really eager to get this job. I had to find myself an opening, and I did."
mean,
Looks good on you for creativity.
maybe.
I remember
smart.
that one time you told me to message people on LinkedIn. That's how I got my BMW job.
Yeah.
Found the owner of the store on LinkedIn, sent her a LinkedIn message request,
Yeah.
and within 30 minutes I had an
Slid in her
interview.
DMs.
I slid in her DMs. Yeah. LinkedIn DMs, professional DMs.
Yep. What else? Any other life updates? We're still at Denver's aunt's garage.
Yeah, we're still in the garage. We're still cleaning. Teresa's got her cookies. We got a Q&A for you today.
Oh yeah, we do have some.
We got a Q&A. This one's coming from, where is it? Can you do it? I don't. It's not on this phone. You can read the Q&A question.
Okay, this Q&A just came in this morning. Watch the reel. Great job. I do.
Teresa's Christmas reel.
Yes. I do full-time content creation, and a tip I've learned is to input clips into CapCut as I take them and immediately cut out parts I know I won't use. You can always go back and drag it however much you want, but it cuts down the time, and they have templates to use so you don't have to cut every clip. Love Teresa's joy for the seasons. I was really for Christmas in August too. Curious where you guys find the time to edit all the content for each page. Tough work.
It is tough work. All right, so let's break this down. Yes, you can edit inside the apps, and it makes it makes it a little bit easier. What Teresa did was she just filmed for like 4 hours, and then she put it into CapCut and tried to cut it all down. So what she's saying does make sense. Yeah, and the templates. Oh, love the templates. I've made a lot of good content with CapCut templates for TikTok. Where does Denver find the time? And Teresa, I guess.
I don't really do it.
Teresa
But
found her time after work,
yeah.
and it took up all of her after work time, and she was pissed.
4 hours long.
She really loves filming it. She hates when I don't edit it for her. She doesn't mind setting up the camera, and she loves doing it all. But then when it comes to editing, it's not what she normally does, and she's not as familiar with the software. So it doesn't go as easy for her.
Yeah.
And she gets
It's a
frustrated.
lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Frustrated. You have more patience than I do.
And for me, I find the time because this is all I do. This is my job. So I guess for some people are new here, I used to do car sales. I worked at BMW, and then I got moved in at Porsche. Then we started the podcast. I had already been like making content with the BMW YouTube channel that I started. I was like, I can do a podcast. We started doing the podcast. I got fired from Porsche. We started Patreon. We started more. We started just doing more episodes all the time. And so that's all I do. I do the podcast editing. So that's my full-time job, is the podcast editing. And then when we started the RV life, we started doing vlogs. We had a vlog travel channel where I would put out content once in a while. Like we did some resort reviews and some other stuff I tried to make content with. And I just got kind of good at from making the BMW content. I had a solid TikTok career, 50,000 followers up on my Denver BMW account, almost 20,000 on the YouTube channel. So kind of had that growing. And so that's where I find the time. It's my job. We film, we do the editing. Teresa works her job. I do the editing for the podcast, and I try to make shorts, and I try to do some more stuff. Like, so Teresa did that Christmas video, and then I went through and I like tightened it all up. And then I made a video yesterday.
Yeah, no, I
made a video yesterday.
You are like a super man.
I want to get in the habit. Right now, I've been really focused on the podcast, growing the podcast, but we're trying to grow the Denver and Teresa travel channel, so that hopefully maybe in a couple of years, Teresa will be able to step away from her job if we can get enough rolling on there. And I was like, well, I got to create some more shorts, some more TikToks, some more reels for it, and more of the long form. So I went out and I made like a quick review of our solar system. I think it took me 40 minutes. To go film it. I filmed it on the Pocket 3. I brought it back to my computer. I edited in Final Cut Pro.
Oh, total 40 minutes.
40 minutes total.
That's crazy.
Edited in Final Cut Pro, and then I brought it over to CapCut. I added captions in CapCut, and then I put it out, and it was 1 minute and 5 seconds long, and it was a quick walkthrough. When I was in Final Cut, I took a couple clips from older videos, and I spliced it into the short one that I was working, and I was able to do that pretty quickly within like 40 minutes, and I made a pretty good video. And I showed Teresa, and I was like, I just made that, and she's like, huh?
That would have taken me 12 hours.
Yeah. So that was a really good video. And then I realized I was like, that was actually kind of harder because I had to film it on the Pocket 3. Then it took me like the whole time that I was filming it, and then I was left with all this dead space around the video that I had to cut and clip out. Then I had to bring it to my laptop to edit, where what I like to do is just reply to people's comments on TikToks, and I'll just film it right in the TikTok app. And it's like that commenter said, when you film it inside the app, you only film what you need, and you end up saving a lot of time on the editing because you're just like, okay, I got my shot, and you move on to the next one. If you don't have your shot, you exit it out and you redo your shot. So it's just different parts of content creation. But yeah, content creation can be a full-time job. And people who are still working their job and then putting out high quality pieces of like highly edited content.
You used to do that. Like
I used to grind like 6 hours a week, or 60. I would work the 40 hours at work. I'd be editing at work. I'd come home and I'd edit more YouTube videos.
Than 60.
I used to put out like a YouTube long video. I used to put out like one long form BMW YouTube video every day and like 3 to 4 TikToks every day.
Yeah.
I used to post a TikTok every 3 to 4 hours. If I didn't have any sales calls or any clients coming in, I would spend like the afternoon or whatever my downtime was. I'd spend the entire time filming and bulking up drafts. And then I'd just slowly release these drafts over every 3 to 4 hours when I was awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I respect it. I couldn't be me.
Are you excited to join?
Editing the podcast is about the extent of it that I can do.
It doesn't stop there though. Because whenever I'm editing the podcast, I got to be like, okay, like how can I make it better? Like what can I learn better? What can I do for the future to like make it grow, make it adjust? So it's not just
editing.
Coming in and like working your job 9 to 5 and exiting out. It's like, How do I edit the shorts to try to get like a little bit more traction on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook? How do we get more traction on Spotify, YouTube? How do I keep improving? It's not just editing, it's thumbnails.
Mhm.
We got Shopify. We transferred over. I finally finished the website. Not finished, but I got it up and running. So the website's back. We're readjusting our merch. We took a lot of it away, and we have one merch item that we're working on. It's pre-ordered now. It's one of our followers actually drew this drawing of like a ThreadTalk logo with Luna and Jack on it. So
It's so cute.
we have the Kitty Cats ThreadTalk shirt that's going to be coming out. So if you guys want to help support the podcast, we appreciate any of that. If you want to get limited edition merch, it's pretty much what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's pre-order right now. But yeah, the website's up, and that's the only thing on it. And I'm still working on like, okay, every time I'm editing, I'm also like trying to like improve the website. I'm trying to add more stuff to the website to enhance everything. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, honey.
Yes.
Is that all?
I think that's it. That's all we got for this episode. Toxic relationships. So like I said, guys, if any of that stuff happens to you in the future, recognize it as being toxic.
Yep. Stay away. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Friday for the best of the week.
See you then.
Bye. Sorry, I have a wedgie.
You probably put the wedgie line in the bloopers.
No.
Just end the episode with, I've got a wedgie. And that ends the episode.